it'll be good to watch it.
No doubt. All right, time now for In or Out, sponsored by Midas for tires, brakes, oil, everything. Make your appointment at Midas.com today. All right, we're talking Cowboys. Amari Cooper off the PUP list finally and back at practice. He joined CeeDee Lamb and Michael Gallup to form one of the best trios in the league. Joy, are you in or out on the Cowboys having the best receiving core in the NFL?
Don't be mad at me, Cowboys fans. I'm out, but not a lot. Just a little bit out, just right outside. I'm going to have to go with the Buccaneers. They are pretty loaded. Godwin, Evans, AB, Gronk, O.J. Howard, Cameron Brate, pretty strong. But another part of this is who is throwing to them, and that's the GOAT. Now, you know I love Dak Prescott, but going into this season, he is currently injured. I want to see what happens going into the season, how he comes back off that ankle injury. I think he's going to be great, but right now I've got to give the edge to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Pro Football Focus has them ranked #1, Dallas Cowboys 2, Kansas City Chiefs 3. I'm going to go with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Joy, I'm with you. I'm out on this. And like you said, I mean, Dallas, you can put them second, you can put them third. They're up there, but you got to go with Tampa Bay. You didn't even mention Gronk, Joy. Or even Scotty Miller, the burner, you know, Tyler Johnson, the 5th receiver on that team who really had a nice little rookie season. And even if Dak is healthy, he's not going to be Tom Brady, assuming Father Time doesn't put Brady in a chokehold. I'm looking for a big year from Antonio Brown. All right, we haven't heard any negative things about him. He seems to be on his best behavior. He's going to have a full season with the Buccaneers. And remember, he is playing to secure the bag at some point in the future. He left a lot of money on the table with all of that crazy behavior a few years ago. Now the bag is in his sights. I think AB is going to be fantastic, LeVar.
I'm not out. I'm just not in. So I don't know how that works out. Listen, we all know that Tampa Bay is the best receiving core in pro football right now. But I'll give you guys another one. Like Pro Football Focus, I get it. Great people do great work, use the data and all that. All right. Cleveland. Go look at Cleveland. Talent-wise, I don't know that anybody has more talent on their roster at the receiver's position than Cleveland does. You get Odell back. You got Juice Landry on that team. You got Higgins. You got Rashard Higgins. You have a few guys. Donovan Peoples-Jones is on that team. Anthony Schwartz, watch for him because he's one of those guys. He can play. He's coming into his own. He's a burner. They have a ton of depth at that position. And listen, we're saying receivers. If I'm going to who's throwing the ball, of course we need to see, you know, Baker take that next step into, is he going to be that bona fide franchise quarterback? But don't sleep on the talent and the playmaking ability of what the Cleveland Browns have. Now, with that being said, when you look at this Dallas receiving core, I think that they are right there with the Cleveland Browns in terms of what their potential is and what they can get done. Amari Cooper has proven to be that guy, but he fights injuries at times. We still don't know what CeeDee Lamb is going to be. We know that he is a budding star in this league. He had a great year last year as a rookie, but we still have to wait and see what he is going to end up being. And then you got, obviously, who's my third receiver? What's the third receiver? I'm for Gallup. You got Gallup out there.
Gallup.
And Gallup has been the Alvin Harper to Amari Cooper being the Michael Irving of this receiving core. Sorry, Gallup, that I blanked on your name for 2 seconds. But yeah, I think that this is a really, really fine receiving core. And based off of potential, they should be in the conversation. But I still think we got to wait and see a little bit more in terms of if we're going to crown them best in the league. So that's why I'm not in, but I'm not all the way out either.
No, but that, LeVar, officially that's an out. Officially that's an out. All right.
Well,
we're going to stay in Dallas, though. Let's move over to the association. question. Fresh off
right.
Luka's Supermax extension, Mavericks owner Mark Cuban said they want Luka to, quote, have the same type of Hall of Fame career, if not more, than Dirk Nowitzki. So, Joy, are you in or out on Luka finishing with a better career than Dirk?
Yes, I'm in. Dirk has said that Luka is better than him already. Dirk had an incredible career. It doesn't take anything away from Dirk to say that Luka is better right now in his career than Dirk was at this point. I mean, the numbers speak for themselves. Through Luka's first 3 seasons, he's averaging 25.7 points per game, 8.4 rebounds per game, 7.7 assists per game. Now, I know the game has changed a little bit. It is a little bit more offensively favored than when Dirk came into the league, averaging 17 points per game through his first 3 seasons. But we know what Luka is. I mean, Luka is a budding superstar. If he's not a bona fide superstar already, I don't want to anoint him that without, getting through the playoffs a little bit more. Don't want to jump the gun too much, but he is getting $200 million for a reason. He's a star. We know what his European career accomplishments are, but he's already a 2-time NBA All-Star, two-time All-NBA First Team, Rookie of the Year, NBA All-Rookie First Team. Dirk had a legendary Hall of Fame career, of course, and is the NBA champion and an NBA Finals MVP. But if the Mavericks make it to an NBA championship and win, we can assume that it's going to be on the back of Luka Doncic. I think that he has the potential to definitely win a championship, if not multiple championships. He's on a Hall of Fame projection already. Don't think that's premature to say either. He's going to continue evolving in this game. Whether or not he's going to have the career that Dirk had rests solely at the feet of the Dallas Mavericks, because we know what Luka has the potential to do already and how his game is already improving. So this is really on the Mavericks if they want him to have a better career than Dirk Nowitzki.
Yeah, I'm with you, Joy. I am so in on this. All right, Luka's the man, and this to take nothing away from Dirk. Dirk is one of the greatest players we've ever seen. Dirk will get some credit for changing the game, right? He was one of those first bigs, 7-footers to play out on the perimeter, and he has one of the greatest championships we can think of, right? He beat the Big Three in Miami without a second star. Jason Kidd was old and a role player by that time. So Dirk had a fabulous career, but Luka's better. Luka is the elite of the elite. All right, and some of this is because back in the day, guys entered the league older, right? But you can make an argument that at 20, 21, 22 years old, we haven't seen many better than Luka. All right, Michael Jordan, LeBron James, Magic Johnson. Luka's done a lot of what those guys have done. And you brought up his regular season stats, Joy. In the playoffs, it's 33 points, 10 assists, and 8 rebounds a game. And remember, all 13 of his playoff games have been against the Clippers. So he's put up those numbers against Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. This dude's the truth and still got room to grow. Got to improve as a free throw shooter. Got to improve as a three-point shooter. Once he does those things, watch out. Obviously, he's got to win a title in Dallas to have the career that Dirk does. If he is better individually but never wins a ring, you're probably going to give the edge to Dirk. But if he gets one ring, it's not going to be close. And I think he can get more rings, LeVar. So I'm totally in on Luka.
I mean, listen, I hate to rain on the parade here and bring a bucket of water and pour it on y'all's fire for this Luka guy, but I am. Listen, all the potential is great, but I'm out, and for the simple fact that dope players can be dope players. That doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to have the better career. You know what I mean? Like it's great that he's accomplishing what he's accomplishing. It's great that he's got the type of stat line that he has. That's wonderful. And when you're Dirk Nowitzki, you can say he's better than me. You know why? Because you've already done it. I mean, I wasn't the greatest in the NFL, but I'll say this. I always say that the guys that wear 11 or play linebacker at Penn State are better than me. That doesn't mean anything. It doesn't carry any weight. It means that I believe in the guy, and he's a guy that I'm related to by our teams. And that means a lot to me in that regard. But it doesn't really mean that the guy's better than you because you said they're better. Like, to me, he has a whole lot to do, a whole lot to prove. And Joy, you hit it on the head. It might have more to do with what others do rather than what he does. Because you could look at somebody and say, if they don't have the type of career, I'll take it to football, they don't have the type of career that Barry Sanders had. You're not going to sit there and put him in the greats of the greats if they don't win a championship. You'll look at Barry and qualify.